There's a story that was never meant to be told, a truth buried so deep beneath history that even the ancient ones feared to speak it. It's said that before humanity learned to dream, before we built temples or drew lines across the earth, there was an ideal, a perfect design written into the very fabric of existence. But it was hidden. Because if humanity ever remembered it, the illusion of this world would shatter, and those who ruled the illusion could never allow that to happen. For thousands of years, we have searched for meaning. We looked to the stars, the scriptures, the sciences. We built monuments to gods we no longer understand, and yet, the one truth that connects them all remains untouched, buried beneath time, waiting to be remembered. In the beginning, the world was not divided. There was no race, no nation, no faith, no fear. All minds were connected through a silent awareness. It was not speech, but understanding. It was not thought, but truth. In this ancient unity, humanity didn't ask questions because everything was known. There was no confusion, no division, no doubt. The world breathed in harmony with the source that created it. But something changed. There came a moment when the human mind began to see itself as separate. The perfect design cracked. A voice within said, "I am different." That was the first echo of individuality, and with it came curiosity, desire, and control. The world began to forget what it truly was. The old writings speak of a time when light itself turned inward, creating shadows. These shadows grew into thoughts, and thoughts grew into belief. Belief became the foundation of civilizations, religions, and empires. But belief is only powerful when truth is forgotten. And so, humanity built its world upon half-remembered truth, calling it knowledge. The ancient teachers warned that one day the veil would grow too heavy and humanity would begin to sense what had been hidden. That day has already begun. Today, we live in an age of awakening and confusion. We have technology that mirrors our minds, but we do not understand our minds themselves. We connect across the world, yet feel more divided than ever. We create machines that think, while forgetting what true thought is. We seek life among the stars, while our own soul lies undiscovered. All of this is not progress, but memory trying to return. The secret ideal humanity was never meant to find is not a place, a power, or a god. It is a state of being, a forgotten harmony between consciousness and creation. It was the original design, the perfect pattern that existed before all separation. Every religion tried to describe it, every philosophy tried to capture it, but none could hold it in words, because words belong to the illusion and the ideal lives beyond it. The first humans who remembered this truth were called the keepers of light. They didn't rule, they reminded. They walked among others as teachers of memory, but as time passed, rulers, priests, and empires saw them as a threat. They could not control those who remembered truth. And so, the keepers vanished, silenced, erased, rewritten into myths. Their message became stories of gods and angels, but the meaning was lost. Every symbol you see, the circle, the triangle, the eye, the serpent, was never a mark of power. They were fragments of memory, reminders of the forgotten ideal. But power-hungry men turned them into tools of fear and control. The same symbols that once led humanity back to unity became chains that held them in illusion. Even now, every great discovery of humanity, every leap of understanding, every spark of genius, comes from that same forgotten source. The ideal still speaks, but most do not hear. It whispers through art, through music, through love, through the silence between thoughts. It calls for us to remember. But humanity, blinded by noise and desire, calls it imagination, and moves on. The ancient record says the universe repeats itself. Every age ends with a remembering, and when truth returns, illusions fall apart. The last time this happened, civilizations were erased, and memory began again. We call it myth, but myth is memory wearing the mask of time. The world we live in today stands on the edge of that same remembering. The patterns are repeating. The same symbols, the same stories, the same awakening. And once more, humanity is about to touch the ideal it was never meant to find. Long before our time, the ancients built great temples not to worship gods, but to preserve vibration. They understood that reality was not made of matter, but of energy shaped by thought. The ideal was not a structure, it was a resonance. When the mind and the world vibrated in harmony, miracles were ordinary. Light could move matter, sound could heal, thought could shape the air itself. But when humanity began to seek power over truth, the harmony broke. Temples became prisons of belief, and sacred words turned into commands. The keepers of light withdrew their knowledge, hiding it within geometry, within art, within the very proportions of life itself. The golden ratio, the spiral of galaxies, the heartbeat of the earth, all were signatures of the ideal. And though humanity forgot, the universe never did. Now, as we approach a new turning of time, the veil grows thinner, the forgotten patterns rise again. People begin to feel something they cannot explain. Dreams become vivid. Moments feel familiar. The sense that something enormous is about to be revealed grows stronger every day. It is not chaos. It is memory returning. Scientists speak of quantum fields and parallel realities. But the ancients knew these truths long before. They said that all realities exist within one mind, and that the physical world is only the shadow of thought. What we see as solid is only a slowed-down vibration of consciousness. And when that vibration aligns with truth, matter itself bends. That was the secret of the ideal. Those who found it were no longer limited by time. They saw birth and death as a single motion. They saw creation not as something that happened, but as something that is always happening. In their eyes, there was no beginning and no end, only the rhythm of awareness returning to itself. This was the highest understanding. And this was what humanity was never meant to remember. The ones who control the illusions still guard it. They rewrite history, not to hide the past, but to control memory. Because if humanity remembers, control ends. The system of fear collapses, the illusion of separation dissolves, and the perfect design returns. Every great spiritual awakening, every revolution of thought, every question that shakes the world is a spark from that hidden ideal. It is why art moves the heart. It is why love breaks boundaries. It is why truth, no matter how long it is buried, always rises again. The ancient texts spoke of a day when the keepers would return, not as people, but as remembrance itself. They said the sound of truth would rise from within humanity, not from above it. That the secret ideal would awaken inside every mind at once. When that day comes, no leader, no empire, no shadow will be able to stop it, because it will not come through rebellion, it will come through remembering. The ideal humanity was never meant to find is already within us. It is the silent awareness behind every thought, the light behind every fear, the love behind every boundary. It waits patiently, watching as we struggle to rediscover what was never truly lost. And when we finally do, the illusion of separation will vanish like mist in the morning sun. The true power was never hidden from us. It was hidden within us. Every lifetime, every struggle, every triumph has been a path leading back to this single truth. Humanity is the memory of the universe trying to remember itself. And that is the secret ideal we were never meant to find. If this truth touched something deep within you, remember, it is not coincidence. You are part of the remembering. Subscribe, stay awake, and keep searching. Because somewhere within you, the ideal is waiting to return.